All right, we are here at Denver Nuggets Media Day. We've been through a lot of these together, Vote. Some of them more noteworthy than others. I thought this was a good one.
This was a good one after a really eventful summer, and there's a lot of excitement around the fan base. What made this good is that you could pick up on the excitement in here, within the organization, from the players we talked to. You can overstate it this time of year, but you can sense something that wasn't there the last couple of years.
That's why I like Christian Brown was sort of the punctuation at the end, because he's like, yeah, vibes are good, but everybody's going to say that today. Now we get to work. What I will say is some big takeaways. I thought David Adelman was phenomenal. This was, he took over midstream last year at the very end. I don't think he could put his imprint on the team that much. This training camp to me represents his first opportunity to really say, this is who we are. This is the story we're telling. It started up here, and I thought he nailed it.
Keyword for me with Adelman was clarity. Clarity in the expression of his vision for various aspects of this operation and how it's going to go. Adelman was not taken by surprise by any questions. He had a good answer ready to go. He has a vision for how this thing is going to work. Now they got to walk the walk.
He also said that Jokic and Valanciunas are going to play together. He was adamant about it.
Why not? Hey, he said different defensive coverages could allow it, and that's something that he's a big proponent of. We'll see if we get a two-tower look here in Denver.
Another thing that stood out to me, we're burying the lead here. Nikola Jokic says, my plan is to be Nuggets forever, which even grammatically, I love that he said it that way. My plan is also to be Nuggets forever.
In classic Jokic fashion, then wasn't sure if he got the grammar right. Nuggets forever, Nugget forever. The takeaway is he wants what we want, which is to see him in a Nuggets uniform for the rest of his career. We've always thought Jokic isn't going anywhere. It's nice to hear he thinks the same thing, or at least wants the same thing.
Well, it's not even that, because I think I feel like I knew this.
Yes.
But a lot of players, it's so easy just to come out and say, I don't know what the rumors are out there, but this is what happened. Nobody ever does it. Nicole, this was day one for him to come out and be like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. I'm Nuggets forever.
For an extension, that's a year down the line. He didn't have to touch it. He could have left it where it was, but he gave us the affirmative answer. That's encouraging.
Yeah. I thought Tim Hardaway Jr. and Bruce Brown were also a big storyline today, because they came to the podium together. They're both veteran free agents, and they both were over the top about how badly they wanted to be here.
Yeah.
Bruce was like, I didn't even care about the money. I was just on a plane already to Cherry Creek.
Bruce, as candid as it gets, he said, it's been a long 2 years, a lot of losing basketball. I'm trying to win again. He knew as soon as he got to Toronto that he wanted to be a Denver Nugget. Here he is. Hopefully they get to play that winning basketball.
We talked all summer about Cam Johnson and he likes to play this style. He's off ball and it's read and react. And Tim Hardaway Jr. was basically saying what I thought Cam Johnson was going to say today, which is, that's the style I want to play. I like shooting, but I just like reading the court with everybody.
I would imagine playing with Jokic is an enticing opportunity for a shooter who likes to relocate. I was excited by Tim and his enthusiasm, and of course Bruce, who's always enthusiastic to be here. Those are two additions that could make a big difference, and they seem to sense it, which is what's exciting.
The last thing I have here, Jamal Murray was kind of his typical self in terms of just how he approached the questions and his answers, but I thought he had good responses, and I thought he was insightful. But what really stood out was how almost everybody else talked about him, the shape he's in, the work he's in, and to his credit, he did say, my goal is to be great in November. He doesn't say that. Last year he said, you guys know what I do in the playoffs.
That's
I'll
right.
be here in the playoffs. This year he says, my goal is to be great in November.
Probably the most encouraging answer for the logic that you just laid out. He also was the guy who was talked about the most in the most positive way, as you just mentioned. His leadership, his accountability, the effort he put into organizing group workouts, being vocal with the young guys, taking leadership steps there. Murray was, I think, the big winner in terms of how everyone else talked about him.
Yeah, that's all the notes I have. Is there any other note, anybody I didn't mention that stood out to you?
No, how about that?
Big Val was funny. Cam Johnson's here. It was a great day at Denver Nuggets Media Day. Vibes are high. Everybody, I can't wait to talk about this on the DNVR Nuggets podcast today, and we're going to San Diego for the rest of the week. Make sure you're with us.